Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good Thursday in the market. It's October 21st, Thursday. We are going to talk about a few things, the overall market, and potentially all-time highs here. Probably not before close, but we've got about 40 minutes. Talk about GME, some technical analysis, the options, how low I think it'll go potentially, and of course, DWAC, the Trump SPAC. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We have a Twitter you can follow us on too if you'd like. It's at HappyMoneyYT, and our Discord server. Bada bing. Yeah. Today on the land of the SPY, the overall market consolidated, and now we've got let's see, 40 minutes or so into close, and it's broken the highs. So new highs on the SPY, not all-time highs yet, but we have broken out of that resistance of 452. Yeah, like I was saying yesterday, this was setting up a bull flag, and today just kind of consolidated for the most part, pretty flat. MACD is now bearish. It's definitely losing steam up here, so, and it's still overbought. So not sure if we're gonna break all-time highs or not. Still hard to say. On the daily, we never really got to overbought. It had just enough gap ups and melt ups to just kind of slowly ramp up on the daily, but just looking at the month it took to get down here, and then basically like a week or two to get up here. Pretty gnarly indeed, and makes me think more that this market crash is going to be like 2008, where it takes a long time. Big ship, move slow. So initial dip, I think we had that. This came up and actually made new all-time highs. So that I mean, a little blow off the top could happen, and then it made new lows, corrected, and then the actual crash I'd say is right here. We could be kind of in this range right here, about to make new all-time highs, or potentially we are further along and we're like right here. Given that this will be higher, it'll be closer to up here. But just some speculation. I think the markets move faster nowadays with everything that's changed since 2008. So this violent crash area, it's going to come when it seems least expected, at least in the market and with the news and all the good fluffy stuff going around. So with the market having an epic rally the last 2 weeks, I'd say, yeah, it's probably not going to just dump, but it'll dump initially and then probably have a little rally and then maybe have a big dump, kind of how it did back here. So kind of another sell-off and then a little rally, and then we're really like this, a little sell-off, little rally, and then big one. But yeah, it could stretch out. So this was, we made this double top, and then really the crash didn't happen for a year from there, which could be. Or if we're here, then 4 months from kind of this second top to the actual crash. So yeah, we'll see. That's this thing is just so high, it's crazy. But yeah, I don't think it'll be another year, but I could be wrong. This is definitely looking like a similar setup though. So yeah, I have my my call credit spread, my bearish play I have, and I rolled it over, expired today. I gave it like actually I gave it like a month. So I think it's got to be below 450 something. I don't think this little setup right here is another one of these that just kind of keeps grinding up. So I'm not expecting it to be this and then keep grinding up and then another one. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Too much bad news. And I think this is just a last final little pump to get all their positions sold and garner their cash position or sell short. GameStop, on the other hand, it's coming down slower than I expected. Yesterday it came down kind of like we said, and today it's come down a little bit. Only 1.6% down today. Weird price action again. It's kind of made this head and shoulders now on the hourly. Here's our head and our two shoulders. MACD divergence here. So bearish MACD, red under the 9. I expect it to come down. We'll see what it hits. I thought it'd be probably this week, but it's moving slower than I anticipated. So the fact that it's moving slower and kind of making a bigger, broader sweep, it could mean it will come down even lower. I thought it was going to be kind of a little quick, little volatility thing, but this is making a full-on pattern of just this. And then if it doesn't kind of find support, yeah, at that 170 or so, yeah, I mean, it could come back down and test even lower. The thing we haven't seen though, which would be new, would be if it actually broke through that 170 support, because that's one of our floors, that keeps getting elevated. So floor here, floor there. So yeah, we'll see. That would be interesting, because then if it did break through that support and came back down here, that would kind of put us in a channel if it found support there. Kind of a 225, 153, 150 channel area, which would be a pretty large range. But that would also have our short-term moving average crossing bearish to the long-term moving average. So might get a big discount on GME. I'm not sure. It could break out either way. It could go to the upside, could go to the downside. I think short-term, like next 5 trading days, gonna come down and then see if we consolidate and rip. The price action the last 5 days, not really the last 5 days. Today and yesterday were somewhat understandable, but all these days were so strange with just this slow melt up and not coming down and retesting. So we're finally starting to get that, but it's just really slowed down. Volume today, it's actually, yeah, the volume has picked up the last few days, but not in a normal way. So we've got about 30 minutes. Breaking new lows. I'll tell you my bearish plays I have on it. I'll show you this volume. It was actually really evident. I usually don't look at the 1 minute chart, but I started looking at it today just for GameStop, and just seeing the volume spikes like this. Okay, that's crazy, but maybe that would happen in the first hour of trading. Okay, there's a lot more volume there. Then it gets shut off. Algos, whatever, turn on. It turns into a penny stock. Very, very low volume, just melting down, melting down. Still, I mean, still relatively low, like all pretty close. This is in the hundreds, some thousands. That's 17,000. Very low, and then you can see how low that was when this volume comes in. There's no news here. This was at 12:15 in the afternoon, about lunchtime. Volume came in, kind of like we saw yesterday, multiple times of just random pops of volume. I don't know exactly what it is. It's unnatural though, and this is not the unnatural part. I think all of this is the unnatural part, but being able to see it so clearly together, to me, makes it seem yep, we're we're still in this fight. This isn't it's not all some crazy conspiracy, because this is not how normal stocks move. So if you need confirmation, you can literally just look at the chart and say, okay, this is strange. No news here. Volume, what, 10x, 20x what the average minute volume was the last hour. It did that for, what did it do that for, like 15 minutes? So it did that, pumped, shut off, literally right here. After a nice bull flag, everything's bullish, shut off right here, no volume. Okay, back on, algo's back on. Again, happened here, on lighter volume, boom, and then it came down. Then we did actually have some volume down here, but relatively to back here, it was all very low. And now we're selling off into close. So today I was actually able to sell some covered calls, short some calls with this price action that I saw, which was nice. Yesterday I kind of got rocked a little bit, but made it back today and then some. So today I sold. I wanted to do it up here, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. So I waited, which is good. I do momentum, because this, I was like, this could be big. So didn't do it up here, which is fine. I waited till my indicators confirmed it, which was right here. Sold some covered calls. 190 strike, I think I did 9 of them on the trading account. Those gained 50% value by here. And around here, I started looking at the 1 minute. Or actually, no, I was looking at the 5 minute here, and I got out of them about here. And they were still up about 50%. But then I flipped to the 1 minute, and I was like, I don't know why I'm scalp trading, but I'm not looking at the 1 minute. So much easier to see on here when you have no volume and it just starts picking up. I could have grabbed it much sooner, but whatever. Closed them out. closed out the shorted calls, let it ride up just on my shares, and then saw this volume stop and shorted calls again right here. And sure enough, kept coming down. Didn't get shaken out here because the volume. I did get shaken out here once I saw this volume. Still too low. I sold those back, made a little profit on them, or bought them back rather, and then sold or shorted more calls right here. And now those are, I just closed out actually somewhere in here. Could have waited longer, but I didn't. Made a little bit on those. Holding the covered calls just throughout the week would be much easier and less, I guess, less time consuming, but I don't think I want to hold them overnight in case there's news, something happens. Not a position I want to be in shorting this. So yeah, I expect Friday probably dump, Monday I don't know how fast or how far it's going to come down. So far it's been pretty slow, but that also is the market has been ripping. So I figure if the SPY starts coming down, we're going to see GME's price action on the downside accelerated. I did debit spreads, show you guys those, right? Meow. Before that, actually, so Donald Trump's coming out with a social media platform, and he's trying to raise money through a SPAC, which will then become a publicly traded company for this platform. I don't even remember what it's called actually, but they just announced that they're merging with this SPAC, which is how these work, special purpose acquisition companies. And we saw a lot of these hype up early this year and last year. A lot of EV companies were doing it, weed companies. SPACs were like the new hotness. Everybody's getting SPACs. It's much cheaper to come and become a publicly traded company using a SPAC. So Trump, I guess, I don't know if any of it's even really confirmed, but at any rate, the rumor, the news is, I mean, there is news about it that they're merging with this SPAC, and so they're going to do that. I don't know the date, but I think November they're coming out with their social media platform. So maybe by then, if nothing else. And this thing just rallied on it for sure. Trump's got a bunch of support behind him, and I don't expect this to stop, honestly. I didn't know what was going on until it was here, and that just goes against kind of my trading style, so I didn't get into it. Once it was it was probably like here even. I wasn't trying to day trade it, I was just waiting and just watching. And yeah, this thing kept rallying, so went from typically SPACs at around $10 and until they de-SPAC and then they go wherever. But they'll go up before de-SPACing oftentimes too if there's hype. Typically not much below $10 though, from my experience on a SPAC. So getting a SPAC at $10 is usually a pretty safe bet, as long as the merger goes through. That's another thing with this. If this merger doesn't go through and the deal doesn't work out, then this is just back to a SPAC that has no purpose really until it finds another acquisition. But there's a ton of capital. I think at 40 something dollars, this is $1 billion market cap. Oh yeah, right here, 1.45 billion. You'd have to subtract some of the SPAC, how that works. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, that's quite a bit of cash. I will probably trade this and go long on it once it settles down. Now that you can clearly see there's a ton of momentum behind it. This has been traded 1,400% turnover today. So its flow's been traded many times over just today, the first day of the announcement, and nothing even really concrete yet. So hard to know how long to wait for it to come down, because it's possible it just consolidates at 45 for, it'll probably come down a little bit, but yeah, probably this. I mean, today would be the VWAP 26, but I don't know. It might not come down a whole lot before it rips again. So I might miss out on this SPAC. I'll probably go long on this stock if it does end up merging and there's a new social media platform that Trump is behind. Yeah, I think I want exposure to that for sure. But as far as a SPAC, this will be good to trade and just to keep eyes on and see what happens. So it's had multiple halts and stuff today. It was crazy. Our plays. So I'll show you guys some of these. What is this? Oh, VIX expired worthless. I suck at VIX. Sold short. These are the 9 calls I sold short this morning. Kind of do a calculator here a little bit. Figure out. There's probably a way. There's no way I see on here, unfortunately. Sold short, bought to cover. Oh, I did a little short one this morning. I didn't even realize that. So I sold these for $5.75 a contract, bought them back for $5.64 a contract. So basically that's 575 minus 564 is 11 times 9 of them. So that was $99 because this is one contract's 100 shares. So that was a real quick one. I don't even remember doing that quick one, but did it again here. Oh yeah, that was, see, if I just held that through, that's crazy. If I held that through, it was worth 500 this morning. It came down to 100. At any rate, that's what happens when you use lagging indicators and you don't try and time the top or bottom, which I don't. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I get burned. Sorry, I had to turn down the Yaz a little bit. So that'd be 152 minus 104. This is just selling premium. It's 48 and then times 9. So that was 432 just on that. Just catching the drop in the stock today. That one, 146 to 108. You kind of get the picture. Kind of the same, similar gains on that one. 85 to 77. That one was pretty much break even. So that's what I was doing today, and it's, yeah, I don't like shorting. It's not fun, especially on that. It's stressful. Shares came down, coin came up, PaySafe, Root, Kodak. IRM's not looking as good. I'll show you that chart. I did open up some bearish plays for next week on GameStop. I'm not sure if these put debit spreads are going to work out that well. Up 4% right now. Oh, that's next week. So these is a 175, 177.5 put debit spread that expires tomorrow. I think it will come down, but it's probably going to be late. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah. So I maybe could close these today. Let's see on the hourly. It seems like it's just about to break that support. I think we'll have a pretty good volatility to the downside tomorrow, so I'll hold those. And then for next week, I opened up a 175, 180 put debit spread. This is actually a pretty big one. I did, 7 of these. So that's 2,000 max profit, $1,400 max loss. It's not very far out the money, and so it's not going to be a huge gain, but I guess it's a safer play because basically where it's at. It's close to the money, little higher probability. Yeah. So if GME closes at below 175 next Friday, this will be max profit. I don't have any just naked long call or long puts to next week because I don't expect it to dump. But if it does start to break through like supports down here, then maybe I will. 174 is kind of my bottom I have on it right now. We'll see once it consolidates there. It could go slow, could go fast. The fact that this is about to fall off a cliff, it looks like, and SPY just hit all-time high almost, makes me think SPY's going to come down, because this is almost a leading indicator to me, GameStop. Because when GameStop's ready to drop, it seems like it's waiting on the market, and then the market comes down. So we haven't really seen an inverse where GameStop goes down and SPY goes up as far as like with any kind of velocity. Other than, I mean, we saw some here, I guess, but yeah, so I'm expecting SPY probably to come down and GameStop to come down with it. You check AMC. I was gonna go long on AMC actually earlier this week, but it's probably good I didn't. Yeah, it's probably gonna come down with it also. See, on the hourly, it's bearish. Daily still kind of holding up. So what expires soon? Yeah, that IRNT, I think, might be a little false breakout that I got in on, unfortunately. Hourly is now crossed bearish, and looks like it's doing the same thing it did up here, sort of. I was a little worried about that. That's kind of what it looks like to me now. So I probably need to get out of that. And PaySafe still looking good. Roots still looking good. We've got put credit spreads on those as well as calls. Got about a month on them too, so plenty of time. LAC have a month. SH, the heck, man, it's not working out. All right, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Not a whole lot of news from me today. Have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.